Okay, I believe you've got a fairly in-depth one, Anthony.
Yeah, I do.
And I believe the word fascist is brought up several times.
Not so much fascist, but if you're talking about the Brotherhood of Steel, well, yeah, they are fascists, kind of.
Well, yeah, they kind of are. So, fascist warning for anyone who doesn't like fascists.
Yeah, which is most people. So, it's about the Brotherhood of Steel on the East Coast, and this odd thing that happens in Fallout 4. Now, anyone who's played Fallout 4 knows Arthur Maxson is the elder and high elder of the Brotherhood of Steel.
Okay.
He's 20 years old.
Yep.
He was on the throne. He ascended to the throne at the age of 16, which is a really absurdly young age. I mean, that's obvious. Yep. I don't think, not even Alexander the Great was king before he was 20, I don't think.
How old was Alexander the Great? You don't know?
Don't know, but I know he died when he's 30.
Well, Tutankhamun was 13, right?
Tutankhamun was the product of incest and just gross. You know, he was a terrible
get assassinated?
Leader. Yeah, probably because he was terrible at his job.
Sure.
Yeah. And as I said, in Fallout 3, you actually have Arthur Maxson at the Citadel, which is where the Brotherhood live, at the age of 10. So my theory, or my alternate reading, is how they went from the Elder Lions dynasty to this incredibly invigorated and much more classical and traditional Brotherhood under Arthur Maxson in less than 6 years.
Because, you know, for a young leader, especially in if the Brotherhood of Steel democratic, do they vote in their leaders or are they selected?
It's not clear. I tried looking this up. I think they're chosen by their own group, so they're chosen by the council within the faction. And then again, I think you then have to send it to the High Elder or the Elders Council of Elders, who then have to approve or disapprove. But then generally they'll approve unless they're terrible.
In any case, a young leader, a young radical leader, is usually the product of something crazy happening, like a product of the times.
Yeah.
So I believe that's what you're about to explain.
Well,
right?
actually, Arthur Maxson is of royalty.
Okay.
His father,
yes,
and grandfather and great-grandfather were all elders, and I think his great-great-grandfather started the Brotherhood of Steel.
Okay.
So he was born to lead. So he was going to be an elder at some time. But at 16, that's really fucking young. Let's just have a brief look quickly at Elder Lions and see what went wrong. Okay, the reasons why the Elder Lions Brotherhood, why they were sent over to the east, there were 3 reasons: to recover and preserve advanced technology, investigate the source of super mutants on the east coast, which shouldn't exist technically because the Master was on the west coast, so they were really confused, and they needed to reconnect with the Midwestern Brotherhood of Steel. Of all of those reasons, only one of them they are actually actively doing. Sure, they are recovering and preserving advanced technology, but most of the time they're just recovering advanced... They're not really covering advanced technology. It's more they're recovering, books and knowledge. And that's fine, but that's not their forte. What they want is advanced weaponry, advanced shields, advanced armor. It
doesn't have to be military technology.
It doesn't have to, but it's well understood that if you are seen carrying a laser pistol, the Brotherhood will take that off you.
Yeah.
If you are seen carrying a massive book on quantum physics, they wouldn't give a shit.
Well, they'd be interested.
But they would not take it off with the strength, because remember, weaponry, they take it off the people because they are concerned that the people will destroy themselves with this advanced technology.
That's the motto, I guess, or the driving force behind the Brotherhood. We have to separate this technology from humanity because they can't be trusted.
As a whole.
Though we can.
Yeah, we can. We know what we're doing. So I feel like people were united under the Elder Lions because they were fighting against the super mutants and then later the Enclave. Right?
Yep.
Now that the super mutants are the problem's kind of solved because they've gotten rid of the FEV in Vault 88, and they've created Project Purity, which gets pure drinking water, and the Enclave's pretty much defeated. What reasons do they have what are their reasons now? Their reasons are to get advanced technology and reconnect with the Brotherhood of Steel in the Midwest. Neither of those they've done at all.
Okay.
Now, but Elder Lion has changed the whole thing. Elder Lions has said, no, we're going to help the people of the Wasteland.
Which is not their directive
at all,
as we discussed earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you might think, they're going to try to kill him. I researched the organizational structure of the Brotherhood of Steel on the East Coast.
Okay.
Too many people are in powerful positions that favor Elder Maxson. That is an impossibility. They cannot have killed him, but he can die of old age. Right?
Oh, wait, Lions or Maxim?
Lions. Elder Lions. We're going to call him Owen Lions because it's going to get confusing because Sarah Lions becomes the elder as well.
Okay.
Owen Lions. Owen. Yeah. It's important to note just a couple of things. One, the Brotherhood of Steel High Council they haven't disowned them, but they've cut off a lot of support for them.
Okay, the main Brotherhood of Steel. Yep.
So they're not getting fresh recruits, nor are they getting any logistical support.
Okay.
So they have to recruit from outside of the Brotherhood, which is fucking great because it makes it way easier to figure out who became the next elder, what was the scheme, and who was actually conspiring to put Arthur Maxson on the throne.
Okay.
Because there's only a limited amount of people who could have done that.
Yeah.
All right. And it's not the Lone Wanderer. He's out of it. We're not including him. That's bullshit. All right?
Why?
Because he gets to make his own decisions.
But if you're the lone wanderer, you
Yeah.
can make your own decisions, and maybe that dear listener made the decision to overthrow Elder Alliance
Well-
and in their version of Fallout.
Well, just doesn't happen.
Player agency, Anthony.
Nah, not going to happen. That's bullshit. Okay, so here's how it happens, all right? First off, we have Elder Lyons. He dies. The next person to go up to the Elder is Sarah Lyons.
Okay.
Okay? Now, Star Paladin Cross, she's third in command. She was under Owen Lyons. She would stay as the bodyguard, because that's what a Star Paladin does. Right? It's handpicked by the Elder.
Yep.
She would stay as the bodyguard of Sarah Lyons. However, we know Sarah Lyons is an ambitious and very much loves a good combat role. So chances are she would not have taken her bodyguard with her.
Okay.
For her, it would be a great insult. She's the leader of Lion's Pride and would remain so.
Okay.
Right? Which is why, shortly after, she dies in combat. Now, I used to think, they conspired to kill her. No, I just think she literally died in combat. Right?
Okay.
That just happened to be good fortune for some conspirators down the line. So she died in combat, all right, about a year later. Right? And at this stage, we're going to do a recap. All right? I say, after the events of Fallout 3, Owen Lyons dies. It's about a year. And then Sarah Lyons dies about a year, because it's a short time, it's described. Arthur Maxson is 12 years old now, and at that age, he kills 2 raiders, which seemed pretty cool. It's an achievement considered in his life. The next person to become the Elder, all right, is the third in command, Star Paladin Cross.
Okay.
Now, she's important. She's actually a cyborg, or partial cyborg.
Sure.
Because of some injury that had happened back in her past.
Yep.
And Scribe Rothschild, High Scribe Rothschild, who is the same age of Owen Lyons, or close to, right? He built her robotic body. He's also an expert on robotics. He was the one working on Liberty Prime.
Yeah.
Okay? So she becomes the leader, Star Paladin Cross. Now, this is all circumstantial. I believe Scribe Rothschild dies shortly thereafter, maybe within 2 years, because he's around about the same age of Elder Lyons. So if Elder Lyons died, if Owen Lyons died 2 or 3 years ago, it's not unfair to assume that he would die as well of old age. Why wouldn't he? I mean, they're roughly the same age, and all the evidence says that they pretty much knew each other from birth. Or not birth, but from young age. Right? So when Scribe Rothschild dies, Star Paladin Cross no longer has anyone who can actually take care of her cyborg body. If it malfunctions, if it breaks, he can maybe go see some of the other people who are expert in power armor, but they aren't actually expert in robotics. So they can keep her alive, maybe, but she can't be a functioning leader. So she probably has to abdicate shortly.
Sure.
Right? I believe she abdicates within basically a year or two, and this is when Arthur Maxson is 14. Right before that, he's 14, and then it becomes 15. These are important, okay? Because at 14, he kills a Deathclaw.
Okay.
Single-handedly. That's a big deal.
How did he kill a Deathclaw at 14 years old?
We don't know. It just says he single-handedly did it. He got a big scar from it. But at 14, he's supposed to have killed a Deathclaw. Now, that might have been some conspiracy in the background where it's like they set it up to try to make him ascend to the throne.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. I think at 14, that was just some remarkable thing that occurred. This is then when conspirators start talking to the Brotherhood of Steel High Council, and they say, we got Arthur Maxson here. He just killed the Deathclaw. We don't have many good elders. We obviously want to put this kid on the throne at some stage.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, but it's taken forever. So basically the high elders are conspiring amongst each other. It's like, okay, well, why don't you just make him look really good? All right, have him go and take credit for things such as taking out the super mutant leader Shepard and defeating the super mutants.
So you think he did actually kill the Deathclaw, but he didn't take out the super mutants? That was a setup.
Yeah, that was a setup.
Okay.
He also didn't reunite the Brotherhood of Steel outcasts. Right? He sort of did, but he basically went to them with his trainer for most of the life, which was Paladin Gunny. He was a trainer of new recruits and had absolute access to Arthur Maxson throughout his young life.
So you're saying that who's architecting this setup?
I believe it is Paladin Gunny.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, so Paladin Gunny actively wants Maxson on the throne and is manipulating and setting up these events following Maxson's actual killing the Deathclaw, which of course is probably some sort of accident.
It's going to take some time. He's not sure when it's going to happen.
Okay.
But in the interim, you can't have no elder. So the next person in line for the throne has to be Paladin Tristan. He's the head of operations at the Citadel.
Sure.
Right? And he's from the operational side, not from Lion's Pride, which is the bodyguards. Now, the other operational person is Paladin Gunny. He's a recruit. He stays at the Citadel. I believe likely Tristan would have made him his star paladin, making him second in command.
Okay.
Right? And it's interesting because, again, there's no recruitment process. Right? There's no getting new troops from around the wasteland. From the Brotherhood of Steel. So anyone who was a dissenter, who was at the bottom, and most of them were under Owen Lyons, as people died, they rose up through the ranks based on necessity. At this stage, you've got people who are high scribes, you've got paladins who do not like the old dynasty. They want to return to the traditional values. There's enough of those people there.
Because these are traditional Brotherhood guys that weren't directly aligned with Elder Lyons.
Yeah.
But were low in the command, and since there were no new people come in. Although, if there were new people come in, they would have had the old Brotherhood values, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So, is this theory superfluous?
Not necessarily. I mean, they might have actually tried to recruit more people. They did definitely recruit more people from the Capital Wasteland. Okay. But, again, yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
I do think it's about more of necessity as well. Because, like, those people also probably would have respected their elder a little more.
Okay.
But this one, you've seen the hodgepodge, and you're just like, this is bullshit. There's like 5 or 6, there's like 2 or 3 elders in like a couple of years. We want to actually get a decent elder on for our own. I can understand that and respect that.
Yeah.
The conspiracy is, now that Paladin Tristan is on as an elder, right, they're starting to try to get rid of him now. They're trying to architect this whole thing. Arthur Maxson, 15, he goes to become 16. He works with a Brotherhood of Steel outcast, and this is where the trap is sprung. Arthur Maxson is an expert on the Codex of the Brotherhood of Steel.
Okay.
Right? Not many people are, but there were only 2 people in the East chapter who were actually reciting lines from the Codex.
Okay, is this theory now or fact?
This is fact.
Okay, this is canon.
This is canon, right? There are only 2 people who actually say lines from the Codex, and that's pretty much what they do. That was Star Paladin Cross, and as I said, she can't do it because she's just out of commission.
Yep.
Right? And Arthur Maxson. Now, in the Codex, there's a rule called the Chains That Bind. It was used to dethrone Elder McNamara in New Vegas.
Okay.
It is a rule that is punishable, but rarely enforced. Because it says that if a command is given to someone below your below your rank, if you overlap someone's commanding officer in giving rules, right, you can actually be demoted for that. So so in New Vegas, Elder McNamara doesn't go to the High Paladin. He goes further. He goes to the Paladins. He doesn't tell the High Paladin to tell the Paladins. That's against the rules. And using that, the High Paladin there kicks him out, demotes him to something like Initiate rank, and he becomes the Elder.
Okay.
Arthur Maxson knows this.
Yeah.
And the one thing about Tristan is, in Broken Steel, he's constantly giving orders to the Lone Wanderer.
Yeah.
All right? So there's a highly likely chance that he's also doing that because he's keeping his operational manager role.
Yeah.
He's probably going about giving orders to paladins that he shouldn't be giving orders to. He should be going to Star Paladin Gunny first, who should then go to the next person. Using this, they invoke the Chains That Bind, or as a violation, right? And then Paladin Gunny demotes him down probably to some role, maybe a knight, because you can't kill the people, but it'd be good to get him killed. So maybe they'll send him out on a field mission later, because he needs to. He does need to die, because he can't come back.
Yeah.
And then they decide to hold this election because, what's this? Paladin Maxson now. What's that? He's reunited the Brotherhood of Steel outcasts. That's crazy. He's also defeated those supermutants. This guy who has a history and a right by birth to be an elder should probably be called the Elder now. Because we have had a history of shit elders. And that is how Arthur Maxson becomes the Elder. And once he becomes Elder, he uses his powers as Elder and then High Elder to erase the Codex.
So why does Gunny... Why is he invested in this? What's his motivation?
Gunny doesn't like the a move from the current Owen Lyons style Brotherhood. He doesn't like the move towards that. He wants to go back to traditional Brotherhood roots.
Okay.
He could become the leader himself, but it'd be a lot better if you just put Arthur Maxson in charge, because Arthur Maxson has the weight on his shoulders of the dynasty of the Brotherhood of Steel.
Sure.
So there's no doubt that he will return to the traditional ways, or at least it's a better bet than if we keep it as it is with Paladin Tristan, who was a sympathizer of Owen Lyons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the theory.
Okay.
I think that's
a very long theory.
It's a long theory, and it's...
Can you sum it up for our audience? You're explaining that
Paladin Gunny conspired with Arthur Maxson to try to put him on the throne so that they could return to the traditional ways and erase the Owen Lyons dynasty.